Hello, Sim here. So, I've had to refine my lag comp algorithms. Shocker. Yeah, so Infinite Warfare, even I've been screwed by it, and I know a lot of you guys have been screwed by it too. And although what I suggested was along the right lines, I've had to tweak the upload value, keeping it as simple as I can, because there's a lot of complex stuff that's going to be on the screen behind you guys. I want to try and keep this as simple as possible, and hopefully this is my last take of trying to do this voiceover, so to speak. So in my previous video I had a 4% down, a 20% up, which translated to 3 megs down, 1.5 megs up with an A+ buffer bloat. I've now had to change it. Basically I've had to reduce the upload speed to about 500k, half a meg, to still keep my A+ buffer bloat and to have a consistent, enjoyable gaming experience if one ignores skill-based matchmaking and being paired up with a team of complete noobs whilst you try to take on a clan or whatever. Yeah? So speed test everybody's going to be familiar with. Your base ping is still going to be the same, and it doesn't indicate the jitter/buffer bloat, but I wanted to show you that for those who are a little less familiar. If you're still like going, what the heck is Sim talking about with buffer bloat, watch my speed versus buffer bloat video. So I found my settings, so you found your settings using the global scales or sliders, and you've had to kick everybody off the home network at home whilst you're doing a little bit of testing, or you're doing some late night testing or whatever. But in the real world, you can't use that mechanism. You're going to have to use the device prioritization, as I talked about in the past. So here in the background, I set it to 4% up and 4% down against my test laptop to then go and do some testing to see, am I going to get my 3-ish megs download and half a meg-ish upload, and what's my buffer bloat like? Now, one of the other things I wanted to talk about was, as people use your home internet more devices are going to appear around that flower, and therefore you might have to tweak your percentages. This is the disadvantage of being able to only adjust it by percentage. Maybe the future Duma OS or another version down the line will allow you to enter, like, type in values of saying 3 megs up or 3 megs down please, and half a meg up please, thank you very much. That would be cool, because then you don't have to worry about other devices being connected, like around this flower circle that you're seeing on the screen right now. And the 4 and the 3s and the 14s are what I call flower petals. Right, so you're adjusting these and trying to slide it around, going, okay, so 4% up and down didn't work, so we're going to go 3% up and 4% down and see what happens. Now, somebody also asked me the question, Sim, I see you got an A+, but the quality's F. What the heck, man? What's the F all about? So the F is basically to do with, or the quality is to do with packet loss. Now remember that the DSL reports is completely hammering your home internet, and it's trying to do the max speed it can for DSL. And because it's expecting faster, it's trying to throw as much data to it, and of course we're throwing a lot of it away because we're effectively throttling. But don't worry about it, we're only interested in buffer bloat. Remember, games only use a few K. I'm talking a couple of 100k, 300k, 3 to 500k tops of data. That's all they're using. They're hardly using anything. But they're using your internet speed, or certainly Call of Duty Infinite Warfare is using your internet speed to determine how it's going to apply the lag compensation algorithm to you in the game world, to say where you are in relation to other gamers. Okay, so in the background I've been tweaking 4% up, 5% downs, tweaking up and down, trying to find this sort of like optimum value that's going to work when using device prioritization, because I went, okay, there's no point me just saying I've only tested with global scales, the device prioritization should work, but I haven't really tested it. That's not really fair to you guys, is it really? So do remember that when you're using the DSL reports, really you need to run these sort of tests during the daytime when their servers are not going to be overloaded, because if their servers are overloaded, you're going to get very unreliable results coming back. And you would have seen at the beginning of the video, the 3% up and 4% down looked great, numbers looked great, more or less, but the buffer bloat was terrible. Well, I rerun it later on, and everything is hunky-dory. So you'll see a couple of retest screenshots coming up in a minute, And yeah, and you go, okay. So, you know, just tweak one at a time, don't tweak both of them. So here we go, here's the repeat. So 3% up and 5% down, get 4 megs down, 400-ish K up, buffer bloat not good, 3% up, 4% down, that's more like it, you know, acceptable. And I have seen it better. So I wanted to break up the technical stuff a bit by introducing that little video clip. So going back to this device prioritization, when you've figured out your value and you tested it on a PC or Mac or whatever, click the reset distribution down the bottom and then apply that percentage to the console or consoles of interest. Here I'm only showing it for the Xbox One. Don't forget to untick the share access because otherwise it won't work. And you just click update distribution and you're ready to go. So if you pop over to your Xbox One, you can do the detailed network statistics, and the Xbox One will pretty much reliably every time tally your download speed and upload speed. Now for those of you who are interested and said, wait a minute, that's 150 millisecond ping, Sim, you're screwed. That's because I'm in the UK and it's pinging a server in Seattle, so don't worry about it. PlayStation, however, always have a very unreliable upload speed test report. Now here's another little aside because people have asked me about it. Here's where you get to your UPnP, you can see what ports you've got, you can see that I'm enabled and all ticks and stuff. If you happen to have another router connected to your NetDeemer, for example, go to miscellaneous and make sure that you tick the enable UPnP forwarding. Now what happens in a scenario where the game like Infinite Warfare decides that it doesn't want to open ports? You have to port forward. Well, that's how you get to port forward, and this is the 3076 I added the other day and I tweeted about it, whatever. So you just type in your rule name here, whatever you want to do, Infinite Warfare or whatever, Modern Warfare Remastered, type in your port number of interest. If you're in a multi-console house, it starts at 3074, then it's 3076, 3077, 3078, etc. That's how the game should work, that's how they used to work, but it's questionable whether they still do. Now the problem with port forwarding is it's like a door. Unlocked, it's left unlocked, so it means anybody can enter your network, so to speak, and talk to your console. So if you're not gaming and you don't want to use it, click on the disable button and there we go. I couldn't resist showing this bit again. And that footage there was recorded from the PS4's share, because basically I wasn't recording it at all. I was just gaming and going, okay, so we got this, what about the dedicated servers, how are they performing? So in my particular case, the dedicated server is in yellow. You won't see it in yellow, okay, because I'm a community tester, I just do it to give back to the community. That's why I do these lag comp videos. So you'll see when you're in a game, the larger circle, click on it. So in my case it's yellow. If you see the word temp ban, which I just hovered my mouse over a second ago, that means it's a dedicated server. You can then ping it and you can see what's going on. In a second I'm going to speed up the footage and you'll see the ping graph just whip by and stuff as I sort of scale out. So you get an idea of how it behaves during the game. And you can see the ping altering all over the place, and sometimes it goes up all the way up to 14 milliseconds or so. But generally it's sitting around the 15-ish milliseconds. But you're still seemingly to get screwed, and the lag comp algorithm, for whatever reason, is totally reliant on your download and upload speeds. It's like you're on ADSL version 1, the typical sort of like 2-3 megs ish down, half a meg-ish up if you're lucky. So yeah, I don't know why they don't have it optimized for today's games, but there we go. So what you're going to see in a minute is some PlayStation 4 footage and some Xbox One footage using this exact techniques, where I've used device prioritization with 3% up, 4% down for me, and that's it. All the other stuff that I talked about in the previous videos, still the same. So I'm going to shut up in a second, let you enjoy it, and I decided, well, let's put some music. You had some CDK music in the background, some nice calming music. Time to have some upbeat music. Enjoy! Until next time, this has been Sim.
Friendly drone support is active.